Hello, good day, and welcome to Elena Media TV News. I am Victoria, broadcasting from Canada, and these are the headlines for today's stories. Ethiopian denies WHO accusation over Tigray blockade. Ethiopian arrests former government official from Tigray. Russia-Ukraine close to agreement in negotiations, says Turkey. Bringing you these in detail after the short break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back from that short break. Now, news in detail. The Ethiopian denies WHO accusation of a Tigray blockade. The Ethiopian government has denied an accusation that is blocking aid from reaching the Tigray region, where there has been conflict for more than a year. The World Health Organization Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus has called on the government to end the blockade that has hampered humanitarian supplies delivery to Tigray. But Ethiopian Communication Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus has called on the government to end the blockade that has hampered humanitarian supplies delivery in Tigray. But Ethiopian Communication Minister Legus Tuli said that the WHO should blame the Tigray People Liberation Front for the blockade and not the government. Some supplies have been delivered to the conflicted region, but the WHO says more is needed. The conflict in Tigray began on November 2020 when Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed ordered a military offensive against regional forces. More than 1 million people have been left homeless. Moving on to the other story, Ethiopian arrest former government official from Tigray. Addis Ababa, March 18th, Ethiopian authorities have detained several senior officials from Tigray, including members of the government's last administration in the conflict-ravaged region, the head of the state-appointed Human Rights Commission said on Friday. Daniel Bikeli, Chief Commissioner of the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission, did not name the officials and declined to comment on the reasons for the arrest. The spokesman for Ethiopian Justice Minister Gideon Timotheos, Federal Police spokesman Jailan Abdi, and Alpha Regional spokesman Ahmed Kolyete did not immediately respond to the request for comment. The government has previously sought to arrest leaders of the Tigray People Liberation Front, the group that is fighting Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's government. But many of those arrested were working on behalf of the government, and they include one member of the ruling party, said a lawyer working with the detainees and a source close to the detainees, both asking not to be named for fear of reprisal. War erupted between the TPLF and the central government in November 2020. The military took control of most of Tigray within 3 weeks, and the government appointed an interim administration, which many of the arrested official serves. In moving on to the last story, Russia-Ukraine close to agreement in negotiations, says Turkey. Turkish foreign minister says while negotiations were not easy, there is some momentum towards an agreement on key points. Turkey said Russia and Ukraine has made progress on the negotiation to halt the war, and two sides are close to an agreement. Russia forces invaded Ukraine on February 24th, with President Vladimir Putin calling his country's actions special operation meant to delimit Ukrainian purges out of what he seems as dangerous nationalists. Ukraine and the West say Putin launched an aggressive war of choice. In an interview with daily newspaper Hürriyet, presidential spokesman Ibrahim Kalin said the sides were negotiating 6 points: Ukraine neutrality, disarmament and security guarantees, the so-called de-Nazification removal of obstacle on the use of Russian language in Ukraine, the status of the breakaway republic in the Donbas region, and the status of Crimea annexed by Russia in 2014. Ukraine and the West have dismissed Russia's references to nuisance in Ukraine democratically elected leadership as baseless propaganda. This is why I end the news on Elena Media TV. I am Victoria, and thanks for watching.